Okay, a very good morning, children. Children, in the previous class I discussed two problems on finding what? Compound interest using formula. When interest was compounded annually, how to calculate the compound interest amount and compound interest using formula I discussed, and there I discussed two cases when the time period was given as a whole number and as a fraction. Okay, when the time period is given as a fraction and a whole number, how to compute or calculate the compound interest using formula when interest compounded annually. It was discussed in the last class. Okay, now let us discuss two more problems. When interest is compounded quarterly and half yearly, how to calculate the compound interest. Let us see. Okay, I have taken one problem, two problems. Let us discuss one problem first. See, suppose the question is find the compound interest on rupees 24,000. See, here 24,000 is the principal, and what is the time period? It is 6 months, and interest is payable at 8% per annum, compounded quarterly. See, interest is payable quarterly. Quarterly means in every 3 months interest will be given by the bank. Okay, so if interest is payable quarterly by the bank at 8% per annum, so what will be the compound interest on this 24,000? See, so here P is 24,000. Now time period is 6 months. If time period is 6 months, what will be the value of conversion period? That we have to find out first. What will be N conversion period? You see, you know, as I told you in the previous class, how to get the conversion period. Here the interest is compounded quarterly. Quarterly means in every 3 months. So in every 3 months, if the interest is computed or calculated or compounded, whatever you say. Now in 6 months, how many times? Conversion period means it is the number of times the interest is compounded for a given time period. Okay, so as the time period is 6 months and interest is compounded quarterly means in every 3 months. So definitely the conversion period will be what? 6 divided by 2, that is what? Sorry, 6 divided by 3, that is 2. Because in every 3 months the interest is compounded. Quarterly means in every 3 months. So time period is 6 months. 6 months by 3 months, it will be 2. Okay, so here you see how to proceed. First you write down what is P here in this question. It is 24,000. Then what is N? T. T is given 6 months. Okay. Then if T is given 6 months, R is given how much? R is given 8% per annum. You see, this is the rate of interest per annum. Per annum, if the rate of interest is 8% and if the interest is compounded quarterly, do you think that the bank will give the same 8% if interest is compounded quarterly? Clearly the answer is no. So what will be the rate of interest? Definitely it will reduce. And how will it reduce? By how much it will reduce? It will reduce by R equal to R by 4, the formula which I discussed. Okay, so that means if 8% per annum is the rate of interest, then per quarter it will become how much? It will become 8 by 4% per quarter. You see, per quarter. Per quarter means it is 2% per quarter. You see. So rate will become 2. R will become 2. Okay, when interest is compounded quarterly. Then what about conversion period? Conversion period, time period is your given 6 months and interest is compounded quarterly means in every 3 months, once in every 3 months. So it will be 6 by 3. 6 months means it will be 6 by 3, that is 2 quarters. Okay. The interest will be compounded for 2 quarters. So in place of N we will put 2 and in place of R also we will put 2 in the formula for amount. And what is the formula for amount? You know. Amount equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole to the power N. So you put the value now. It is 24,000 into 1 plus R is how much? R is your 2 by 100 whole to the power 2. Now you cancel 50. So this will be 24,000 into, this will be 51 by 50 whole square. Okay. 51 by 50 whole square. Now you do the calculation. 51 you multiply 2 times. Then 50 you multiply 2 times. Then do the simplification work. You will get how much? You will get, this value will be equal to rupees 24,969.60. That means 24,960 rupees and 60 paisa. This one you will get on simplification of this. If you simplify this, find the value of 51 by 50 whole square, multiply 2 times, then multiply it by this one and do the cancellation work, you will get this one. You will get this much. On computation or on calculation, the amount will become 24,969 rupees and 60 paisa. This is the amount. Then what will be the compound interest? So after getting the amount, you know what is the formula for compound interest. It is amount minus principal. So you subtract the principal from the amount. It is 24,969.60 minus 24,000. You see, okay. So it will be 969. You see, rupees. So the compound interest will be just 969 rupees and 60 paisa. 60 paisa. You see. So in this way you can compute the compound interest if interest is compounded what? Your quarterly. Now let us consider one more problem where interest is compounded half yearly or semi-annually. Suppose you are given a question, find the, you see, suppose a question is find the compound interest on rupees say 1000. Let us take 1000. Suppose the principal is given 1000, you see, and the time period is given not 6 months, it is given 1/2 years. 1.5, you see. 1/2 years, you see. Find the compound interest on rupees 1000 for 1/2 years. If interest is payable at, you see, not quarterly, this is your half yearly or semi-annually. Half yearly or semi-annually. Half yearly or semi-annually at 10%, not 8%, suppose 10%. You see, look at the question. The question is find the compound interest on rupees 1000. Here 1000 rupees is the principal, okay. 1000 rupees is the principal. Time is given 1/2 years. That means 1 year and 6 months, okay. Now, interest is payable at 10% per annum. This is the rate of interest. 10% it is per annum. But interest is compounded what? Interest being compounded half yearly or semi-annually. So, how to calculate the what? How to calculate the compound interest? 1/2 year means 18 months. It is 18 months. 1/2 years means 18 months. So, if the time period is 18 months, rate of interest is 10% per annum, compounded half yearly, and the principal is 1000. So what will be the compound interest? Let us calculate. Okay. Now how to calculate? You see. Now see how to calculate. Here we are given P equal to 1000. First you write down. Okay. Time period is given your 1/2 year or 18 months, whatever you write. Or 18 months, no problem. 18 months. Now, time period is 18 months, but you see, the interest is compounded half yearly. Half yearly means in every 6 months the interest will be compounded. Okay. So now the question is, if interest is compounded half yearly or in every 6 months and the time period is 18 months, then how many times the interest will be compounded? That we have to find out, because that will be the conversion period. So what will be the conversion period? The conversion period will be 18 divided by 6. 18 months it is given, okay, and in every 6 months there will be what? Computation of interest, okay. So 18 by 6 it will be equal to 3, see. Okay, so the conversion period is 3.5 years. 3 means 3.5 years. You can write, no problem. 3.5 years. So in place of n we will put 3. Then what about rate of interest? You see, rate of interest is given 10% per annum. It is per annum means per year. If the interest is compounded yearly, then only you will get 10%. But now the question is, the interest is compounded half yearly. So do you think that the bank will pay the same 10% as rate of interest if interest is compounded half yearly or semi-annually? The answer is clearly no. Then what will be the rate of interest? It will be definitely R/2. What is the formula which I had told? R equal to R/2% per half year. Means if interest is compounded half yearly, then rate will become R/2. So here R will be equal to 10/2% half year, okay, half year. That means it is 5% half year. So you see, now we got the value of R, we got the value of N. Now we can put the values of R and N and P in the formula for amount. To calculate the amount, first we will calculate the amount, and after the amount is calculated, if we subtract the principal, we will get the what? Compound interest. So you see, So the formula for amount now, the amount is P into 1 plus R by 100 whole to the power n. Now you put the value in place of P, you put 1000. This is 1 plus R is how much? R is your 5 by 100 whole to the power, it is 3. Now you cancel 1, this is 20. So this will be 1000 into 20 into 1, 20 plus 1, 21. Do the calculation, 21 by 20 whole cube. Now multiply 21 by 23 times, okay. So this will be 1000 into 21. If you multiply 3 times, it will be 9261. And 20 if you multiply 3 times, it will be, the cube of 20 will be 8000. Now you 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, cancel. So now you divide 9261 by 8. You divide 9261 by 8. It will be rupees 1157.63. You see 1157. You see this will be the amount 1157 rupees and 63 paisa. This will be the amount. Okay. Now we got the amount. After getting the amount, we can easily find what will be the compound interest. Therefore, the compound interest will be equal to your A minus P, that is 1157.63 minus, it is how much? Principal is 1000. 1000. So you subtract, it will be 63,751. You see. So the compound interest will be just 157 rupees and 63 paisa. So in this way, children, you can easily compute the compound interest if interest is payable what? Quarterly or half yearly, that is semi-annually. So, okay. So I discussed all the three cases, how to calculate the interest when interest is compounded annually, where the time period is either given as a fraction or a whole number, and the other two cases where interest is compounded half yearly and your quarterly. I discussed all the three cases, and children, I hope you understood, okay, and you will be able to apply this the formula for compound interest in problem. Okay, children, this chapter particularly involves a lot of calculation. Okay, it involves a lot of calculation. If you are able to calculate, then you can easily do. The only thing is, don't get tired of while doing calculation. Have patience, do the calculation, use the formula correctly. Okay, try to understand the concept, whatever I discussed. You can solve any question on compound interest, no problem. Okay. So, children, in the next class we will discuss about growth and depreciation, because the growth and depreciation is also related with your compound interest. We will discuss what is growth, what is depreciation, rate of growth, rate of depreciation, the formula for growth and depreciation, etc. in the next class. I hope you understood, children, what I discussed. Thank you.